Fancy guppies, they're kind of my thing. I love them. I've traveled the world. I've been to the Guppy Championships, and they're awesome. So, why do you need guppies? Well, probably because they look amazing, and that's why you're doing some research and figuring out what do I need to do to keep them alive after I spend this money on them. Well, let me tell you. First, they like higher pH. So 7, 8 and higher, they can go lower, but I'm telling you what they like, you know. So that's what, if you really want to make them look good, keep them higher pH. They like a lot of hardness in the water. What does that mean? Calcium, magnesium, minerals. So if you have high pH well water, ooh, you're the next best guppy breeder. You're gonna love it. They like to be warm. I recommend 76 to 78 degrees. They live 2 to 3 years. Now, if you kept them at 82 degrees, will they crank out a lot of babies, and will they look spectacular, and will they grow fast? Yes, but they're only going to live 18 months. If you keep them at 72 degrees, they're going to live like 3.5 years. It's going to take forever to grow them, and they're going to have babies like every 6 months instead of every month like they normally would. They're a live bearer. What does that mean? That means when they give birth, they have live babies. Now, a lot of people are super scared, like, what do I do if I have too many fry? Usually what happens is they populate to how much space they run out of. What does that mean? If you have a 10-gallon tank and you got 5 guppies, pretty soon you'll have 50 guppies, but you'll have 6 adults and, 44 babies. And then pretty soon you'll have 6 adults, 8 juveniles, and 4 babies. And so it kind of self-regulates. You can always scoop some out, give them to a friend, feed them to other fish, or just, make more and just kind of really keep feeding heavy and water changing and keeping up with parameters. They look great right next to a planted tank. Boom, all these nice green plants, all these showy, flashy colors with big tails dancing around in your aquarium, making more babies. There's not a lot you can't like about that. You can sell them back to your store a lot of times if it's not a chain store. They're one of the best fish to make money on, in my opinion. I've got a whole series on how to do that, and a bunch of people have been successful doing that. They're just a great fish. They come in every color under the rainbow. They only get about a 2-inch body with a little bit of a tail on them. You can get females that are nice, big, robust. You can get some that are very small, like the males, like the panda guppy and stuff like that. You can see here, like, I've even got a guppy sign. Like, I just realized that's perfect for this video, even though it's in all my videos because I love guppies. I highly recommend you check it out. Look at other guppy tanks, see what other people are doing, and do a little bit of research. Do know that, like, guppies in a pet store can be kind of weak. Unfortunately, they get massively mass-produced around the world. Because they're kept in such crowded numbers, they're really susceptible to disease. We highly inbreed them to get these amazing colors, these amazing tails, this amazing lineage. And by the time they hit a wholesaler, pick up a disease or two, hit a store, maybe pick up a disease or two, and then land in your aquarium, they're going to need some help. They need a good diet. They need clean water. They might need some meds. They might have a bacterial infection on their fins they're going to need help with. And sometimes they've been raised in brackish water, which is kind of an advanced subject, but know this. In some other countries in the world, fresh drinking water is very expensive and hard to get. So if they mix that with salt water, that makes brackish water. Guppies love brackish water because it's typically higher in pH and has a lot of minerals in it. But when we come to America or wherever you are and you put them in full fresh, sometimes they can kind of fall apart going, there's not nearly as many minerals in here than there was. Now there's an added benefit to the breeder as well in the world. Any disease they contracted in the brackish water dies off in fresh water. So there's kind of a bonus there. But unfortunately, it's also stressful on the fish. So, set it up for success. Get yourself a planted tank, higher pH, lots of minerals, good foods like bloodworms and brine shrimp and flake food and pellets and, my fry food, if you will. Like, we've got a fry food that's amazing. I developed it because I kept so many tanks of guppies, and I plan to again. Do all those things, spoil them, join a Guppy Facebook group, read articles, become a super nerd, attend, the championships, whether it's in China or whether it's in Vienna or where it's going to be your local club in the United States. Go see beautiful guppies. Go talk to other people that are very passionate. It's one of the few fish that is so dedicated in this hobby. There's so many groups, so many lovers of them that you're making a great choice by thinking to keep them. You can use them to teach kids. You can make friends with them. There's so many good things about them. Get yourself some guppies and, let me know if you hate guppies after you keep them after that sales pitch. I don't know what to tell you, but most people, if you really look at it, the guppy is the real deal. All the color, makes more, relatively cheap, relatively hardy, lives in a small, it can live in a 10-gallon tank if you want, even a 5-gallon if you really had to. But it checks all the boxes for awesome. So get yourself some, and I hope to see you at the next convention or something like that.